Hey friend, it is the third quarter of 2022. Can you believe it? Now is the time to do a mid-year review. Do not sleep on this process. If you have missed and fell short of your goals year after year, this might be the key that you are missing. Stay tuned on what you absolutely have to do in the next coming weeks to make sure that you are going to stay on track to meet and exceed your goals in your real estate business this year. So this is part of a proprietary business planning process that I extend to the real estate agents in the Market Authority Academy. Now, one thing that sets our agents apart, the agents who consistently double, triple, or quadruple their production in 12 months or less through the Market Authority Academy, the process that really helps them accomplish this is having high visibility and accountability through our quarterly check-ins, just like what I'm going to show you during this video. So this is going to be a high-level look at the framework that we go through, me personally with my real estate business and those in the Market Authority Academy. This is what we do every 90 days, and I'm actually going to tailor it a little bit as a mid-year check-in for the purposes of the timing as this video is going out. Now, the principle that we are touching on is this. There are two kinds of real estate agents. There are the ones who float through the year and build their business on luck. And there are the real estate agents who create massive success for themselves through an intentional planning process. If you are one of those who prefers to float around, hope that luck finds them, you don't have to watch this video. But if you want to be intentional about the success you create, hey, this is for you. Step one of your mid-year planning process, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna pull your metrics. You knew I was gonna say it. You know how I feel about the metrics and the numbers. There are a couple of data points that you wanna get a sense of year to date at this point. So January to date, or if you have started your business anew this year, if you're a brand new agent as of like March or something, and basically you're going to get a sense of the scope of work that you've done this year up until now. You have to have the total number of leads that you have generated. These are the people with a pulse who have indicated intent to buy or sell. They are open to hiring you as a realtor, whether they do or not, and they have the ability and can afford to buy or sell. They might be looking to buy or sell right away. They might be looking 18 months from now. You need to get a record of every single one of these individuals that you have spoken to year to date. Now, if you're tracking your metrics the Market Authority way, you are updating this record every week, so you should already have that data. You also want a separate list of those leads that have closed into deals. And what this allows you to do is find your conversion rates and your lead sources. So what this is going to tell us in a couple of questions is where are the clients coming in from and which of those lead sources are converting best, which are most profitable, etc. This is really important because this allows you to do a couple of different things. Number one, it allows you to decide whether or not you want to continue spending the same time and energy and money investment where you have been with your prospecting and marketing throughout the rest of the year. This is also going to help you understand whether you're on track for your closings for the rest of the year. So if you have generated a lot of leads up until this point and a lot of them still require some nurture and some follow-up, that might be okay. You might be well on track with your goals. You might just have more closings in Q3 and Q4 than you did the prior 2 quarters. But pulling these numbers is what is going to help you answer those questions. So that's going to lead us to number 2. We're going to ask those questions. You're going to say, how'd it go? What did we do the first half of the year? This is a great time to also check in to see how much work you really got done. So did you kind of slack off during the first part of the year? Were you going through something big like moving, or were you sick for an extended period of time? Like, was something else going on that caused you to kind of get off track? You really have to get a sense, almost like an after action review is what we call it. You have to get a sense of what you accomplished during the last 6 months and whether or not that was reflective of the goals that you had for that time period. From the answers you get to these questions, you can then move on to step 3, which is to set the goals for the rest of the year. Now, while I do think it's helpful to have annual production goals, I think that it's important to let them flex. You have to readjust your goals based on the market, based on what's happening in life, based on a number of different things. Because writing a number on the board is one thing, but actually being able to achieve it is going to require you to be flexible with your plan. So from this questioning process in step 2, you might find that you're way ahead of schedule, right? Like you fell into some unexpected opportunities, your work was way more productive than you realized it would be. Maybe you're way ahead of schedule with your goals. This is where we have to ask ourselves a few questions. Number 1, are you going to maintain that same pace of production? If so, you might want to bump up your annual goals 20%. Or you might find that with a market shift coming to your area and affecting your clientele, you did the right thing by front-loading your production in the first half of the year, and you might have to prepare for lesser production the next half of the year. That might still even out your goals to put you right where you thought you would be for production and revenue this year. It might just have been a little bit more heavy in the front part of the year, and you have to account for that. You also want to look towards the next 6 months and decide if you're taking any time off for the holidays, if you have any extended vacations coming up, or if you have any family planning items that you need to account for, because that's also going to help you determine what you need to be planning for in terms of your production and revenue goals. For example, if you have a big vacation during the holidays this year, you're finally going on that Hawaiian honeymoon for 2 weeks, whatever you got, you might want to make sure that you are going to have all of your closings kind of put towards Q3 and Q4, like the first half of Q4, so that you can still meet those revenue and production goals while taking time off at the end of the year. Once you have a sense for what you want to accomplish in the next 6 months, you can then set your quarterly milestones. So one thing that was a game changer in my business was recognizing that having a goal is one thing, but it's the non-revenue and production goals that help us achieve that. Now, what actually turned me on to this idea was the weight loss community, where a big thing that they celebrate are non-scale victories. And it's different accomplishments that contribute to your well-being and happiness. And I thought, oh my gosh, that actually totally exists in real estate. There are non-production victories that leads to us hitting our wildest production goals. And a lot of times that looks like nailing down a CRM, or tightening up follow-up processes, or identifying a new lead source and cultivating a process around that. So during the next 90 days, depending on what your goals are for the last half of the year, you can establish 2 to 3 really important non-production related victories or milestones that are going to contribute to your ability to hit your goals and exceed your goals this year. So for example, say you do have that extended vacation at the end of the year that you're really excited to enjoy, and you don't want to drop the ball with a lot of things going on in your business. Maybe in the next 90 days, your goal is to hire a virtual assistant and get them trained so that by the time you take your vacation in the fourth quarter, you know somebody's going to be at the helm and they're going to be taking care of the business day to day while you are away. On the flip side, maybe you found that you're really short on your goals this year, and you're not quite on pace for where you want to be. But after looking at your metrics, you find that if you just tighten up some of your follow-up processes and increase your conversion across different lead sources, you will see a drastic increase in revenue. And so that's another great milestone that you can hit in the next 90 days. Identify whether or not you're using your CRM, and identify if you are falling short on follow-up practices that you can actually correct. Now, this is not going to be an overnight accomplishments. These types of business building activities take some time. That's why we only assign 2 or 3 per quarter. This is a really great reminder that everything that is going to be impactful to your business is going to take a lot longer than you expect it to. So let it take the time it takes. Establish 2 to 3 of these accomplishments and milestones that you can set for the next 90 days, and then create the plan to accomplish those. And there you have it. In just 4 steps, you have taken the time and cared enough about your business to get a sense of where you're at, where you're going, and how you can make the most of that journey there. That feels a lot more empowering than, I don't know, looking up one day in September, realizing the year has basically left you, and that you're going to have to just focus on your goals next year because it's too late to try anyway. I had a couple years like that in my early days. It's okay. We all go through that process. But today I challenge you today, as we head into the third quarter, the second half of 2022, do this process, follow this step by step, and let me know how it goes. I would love to hear your findings. Leave those in the comments below. And if you are looking at your book of business and you're saying, you know what? Things are not going according to plan, or things are going very according to plan. Either way, you need a little support. Let me help. All the details to reach out to me and apply to the Market Authority Academy are below. We can talk about where your business is now, where you would like it to be, and if it seems like I can help, I'll share more about what I do from there. Really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do me a solid. Hit subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, maybe share it to a friend who needs it. All of that engagement really does quite a bit to help promote this channel and serve other real estate agents in our community who need this knowledge and support. And any viewer who likes to support their colleagues in the field is a friend of mine. So really appreciate you supporting this channel and helping me on my mission to assist other real estate agents far and wide. Thanks so much for tuning in. Till next time, keep on crushing it.